higher than the next person, better than the next person, that you are, or the other person is beneath you. You ever been in a relationship where you was dating this guy or dating this girl, and everything you did was an issue or a problem, and it felt as if, you could do nothing right? Anybody ever just felt like you ever been in this relationship and you always got something negative to say about me? I said the wrong words, I cussed, I drank, I smoked, I ate wrong, I sat at the table wrong, I didn't wear the right color clothes. You ever been somewhere where it seems to do everything that somebody said, and you was like, why am I here? What makes you think you can go through a relationship and never experience an issue? What makes you think that your dating relationship or your marriage is supposed to be perfect? Let me just go with that a little bit. So Trenda's married, and she and her husband are going through, and then he gets mad at her, and he said to her, "What one woman won't do, another one will." Now that penetrates the soul. That's hurtful. And so she quickly throws out, "So what are you trying to say? You trying to go get you another woman? I wish you would." So now she's feeling some kind of way now because this fool done told her what one woman won't do another. But don't you know what one man won't do, another one will? Hold on. Now, I want to clarify all of that up. So in this relationship, this guy sees this other girl and says, "Wow, okay, she's a blonde. Trenda's a brunette. She's a little taller. Trenda's a little shorter. She don't fuss, but she sure don't clean. And she nasty. Just leave food laying on the counter, but he don't know that. All he does is see the superficial issues, or should I say, stay with me, y'all. See the things that you don't do that are isolated and illuminated that she does, and that gets his attention. Stay with me. But there's garbage there that he has never embarked upon, that he doesn't know anything about yet. And old folks used to say, "I know the grass may look greener on the other side of the street." That's until you get over in that grass and find out it's got a whole lot more weeds, dips, ditches, holes. Why? What does that have to do with it? I'm going to explain what that has to do with it. Stop looking for what you already have, a mess. The problem is, are you going to clean it or are you going to let it stay? In relationships, when you're married, there are no yous and I's, unfortunately. There's no more I's, me's, and my's. When you're married, when you point the finger, I'm going to flip it over. How many of them fingers is pointing back at me? 3. When you're married and you get into this argument, now I'm arguing with, I can't say you, because we was dating earlier, now we married. So When I got in this argument with my wife and we arguing, and we screaming and hollering and fussing and cussing and carrying on, who is the argument involving? Let me see how good y'all's memory is. Who is that argument involving? Okay, no. Almost. Yes, but no. Yes, but no. That's the first thing you said, and I had to agree. And then I said something else behind it. There you go. So now, when you get married, who's involved in the marriage? The husband, the wife, and God. And they are intertwined to become latched together as one. So now you're in this argument with me and God. So when you talk about me and you belittle me and you degrade me, but yet you told God that I'm going to honor this man, I'm going to love him, I'm going to respect him. I lied. I ain't respecting him. You lied before God. Let me go back to the Bible, because, see, I don't want y'all to get this misconstrued. Y'all help me. I want to see if y'all going to study. So the Bible says that all liars, anybody, shall have what? Let me help y'all. Their place in hell. Let me take my time and say it again. Liars, that ain't all. I'm just started with the first one. Shall have their place in. Does anybody know what hell feel like? Anybody know what it looks like? Don't say hell on earth, because that you're going through hell on earth, but that ain't hell. When you can envision Revelations, and it tells you that it's an eternal lake of fire, and a fire that's never going out, and then you get in this argument with your spouse, and you screaming and yelling, you involve God. Who's going to stop? When you're in a relationship with somebody else, Freddie and Miracle come in my office, and they dating and they want to get married. I'm just talking, just using you because y'all on the front row. And they want to, hope you don't mind, I hope you come back. And so they come in there, I can't stand him. Got on my last nerve. He don't support me. He don't buy me, he don't pay the bills. I got to pay the bills. He ain't got no job, Pastor. Now she putting all my business in the street. Now I'm swole. He underneath my roof, eating my food, laying in my bed, ain't paying no bills, using my car. And then to top that off, this fool left the toilet seat up, and I done fell in the toilet. I'm really mad. Relationships. The pettiest stuff. All right, let me go back to this word. Without God, there was a song they used to sing, without God, I can do nothing. I sure hope she bought that, because you just are flinking it and weighing it and showing it and smiling. No. After the amazing day I had today, I did. I had an amazing day. I had a man get mad at me because I was talking to her cousin. And then I got upset because I'm the one that's married into this family. You ain't. You just a friend. Y'all stay with me. Because I was 99, you know how you say 98 hot? I was 99.999 hot. Riding down the road. You could see the smoke coming out my ears. I'm trying to understand. And these people been so, stay with me, y'all, because I'm still into this. This family member has been so supportive of everything, of my relationship, the good, bad, ugly, been in supportive of my ministry, being supportive of my wife, even when we was we was at each other's throats. She was still the peacemaker. And you gonna tell me not to talk to the person who has been instrumental in my life? Are you crazy? All about a relationship. When there is no God involved, there's all hell. Y'all missed that. I was 99.9999 hot. Where was God? Nowhere there. It surpassed my relationship because this is what happens to us. It hit a nerve. Reality is something weird, ain't it? Because the reality says, until it happens to the pastor, it's just talk. Well, check this out. I still got nerves too. I'm still human too. I promise you, if you cut me, I'm gonna bleed. By the time it hit the surface, because it's not red on the inside. But when it hits the oxygen, it becomes red. I'm gonna teach that one day. So when people say we all bleed red, no, we don't. It comes out red, but it's not red on the inside. The relationships. And we put on a front. Remember that word? At church. We put on a front at church. We go to church. Miss Miracle, preachers, deacons, ushers. We go to church. We sing hymns. We worship God. We fall out all over the pews. You take 3 or 4 people to pick them up. And as soon as church is out, boy, you better move that car so I can get out of here. Come on here, Jeffro, get in the car. What happened about 5 minutes ago? You fell out on the second row. They threw oil on you. Your dress flew all up. Sister John, now you out here about ready to choke the life out this man because he talking to Deacon Johnson. Relationships is long suffering. How long do you have to deal with stress in a relationship? And she says, is long and what? Read verse 4. Start it again. Stop. You taught on this, right? But we talking tonight about relationships, marriage, and single life. Yeah. We was cool, bro. I don't like how you be, you just too smooth, so I'm jealous. So I'm going to degrade him. When his back turned, I'm going to talk about it. Now, I know that's your boyfriend, but he be all up in that girl face. It ain't my business. So, so stay with me. He all up in that girl face. What am I doing? Nope. Yeah, but what am I doing? Who face am I all up in? Right, right, right. Where's that mirror at? Why am I in your face? Right. Where is he at? Somewhere with his back turned. And here I am doing what? The same thing I'm talking about what he doing. Now let's get to the marriage part of this. I'm going to work this thing. Whew. So, I'm envious. I'm trying to strut. I'm trying to make it look like I'm all that. I'm trying to belittle the next person. I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too. I want y'all to see me as all this. I don't never do nothing wrong. I'm perfect. I ain't never say I was perfect. I just want you to look at me as though I don't never do nothing wrong. But I want all y'all to hate my wife. I'm going to tell you why I want y'all to hate my wife. Y'all ready? Because I'm jealous of what she got going on. I'm envious of what she got going on. She got all y'all's attention. And what do I got? Say it again. One more time. So I'm envious. I'm jealous. I'm angry. And I can't take it. And I don't like it. So I'm gonna set her up for failure. Every time you do something, I'm gonna throw it in your face. I'm gonna make you feel less than a woman. Anybody ever had a relationship where somebody treated you? You ain't got to raise your hand. Just think about it. Anybody ever had a relationship where it just looked like they made you feel like, what am I doing wrong? Why is everything? That little show, that little boy said, why is everybody always picking on me? Y'all remember that? I love that. And they would say, he would come in his little part. That was only his little part. Why is everybody always picking on me? And he did that little thing, and I just loved it. And so that's what it is. When we, let me try to take this to elementary school. When you're involved in a relationship, husbands, wives, first, I gotta go back to the beginning. There's only one. When you hurt, I should hurt. When you happy, I should be happy. Let me ask y'all, who comes first, the church or my wife? Huh? Are y'all sure? Why? Anybody? Right, the churches, yeah. So who comes first, the church or my wife? Huh? My wife. Why? I asked. I asked. You were dead. You were on it. I was trying to see if I can get. And I'm gonna tell you something. I appreciate that. Look, you don't get this at everybody's church. You go into the church and you have Bible study and the teacher's teaching or preaching, and then you finish and you go home. But when you can interact with your folk, when they can ask a question, when they can poke fun, when they can talk back to you, then it's a growth process. You tell me the first time, and I'll wait for this answer. Somebody came in here in Bible study and engaged in a conversation that was going on in Bible study, and then somebody else engaged in that same conversation, and it was fun. I'll wait. Because we never had a visitor to come in and engage and get right off into the conversation. And then turn around and have somebody from the church get involved. Name a church that ever happened. Relationships are all different. Everybody's different until you get married. Anybody disagree with that? I'm going to answer that question. So, he said, I said that. Why? Why? Lynette said it too. She said it first. Anybody else got a? Was she? No. She didn't say it though. No. You was the most verbal. Then she was closer, and then you responded after. Yeah. And so everybody else, it was like, I'll wait. Okay. So anybody know the question? Tell me the answer you think. Okay. So, hold on. Let me pose a question again. Who comes first? Stay with me. My wife or the church? Huh? Who? My wife or the church? You said my wife. She said my wife. You said my wife. She said my wife. What'd you say, Brother D? What'd you say, honey? Now I'm going to ask them a question. Why does the wife come before the church? Okay. Huh? What'd you say? What'd you say, Lynette? Okay. Okay. Yes, but there's something a little deeper than that. Let me go deeper. Okay. So who comes first? The church members, the church, the body, or your wife? My wife. Everybody say my wife. No question. And I asked the simple question, why did you say, and everybody agreed that you were intertwined and you become one, right? Okay. So y'all are half right and half almost right. The wife does come first. And here's the half almost right. Because when I allow the church to come before my wife, y'all gonna like this. The church is married already. To who? Okay. So, if I'm over here with this woman, the bride of Christ, and I forsake my wife, What am I doing? I'm having an affair. And I'm cheating on the Christ's wife, the bride. He comes back at the church adorned as a bride for her husband. The church, the body. Now, stay with me. If I put my church before my wife, I'm cheating on Christ. But if I forsake the church for my wife, then what am I doing? Am I at that point cheating on God? Forsake not the assembly of the righteous. You won't get any knowledge. You can't grow if we can't come together and learn. And if I forsake God's people, well, you say, my wife came with me on Sunday morning and said, well, you say, look, it's Sunday. I know it's Sunday morning, but I need you. So I called Dick. Dick, you got to handle service today because my wife says she need me before the church because she come first. Now I got to answer to God because I forsaked his people for my wife. So you can't forsake taking care of God's people. Yes. Okay, pause, hold on, stop, pump your brakes. One accord. What is one accord? What is one accord? Anybody? Because you on this, you on, what is one accord? Okay, what is one accord? Okay, what is one accord? What makes one accord? I'm trying to get somewhere. All right, let me help you. Let me try it again. What makes one accord? Come here, bro, Freddie. Excuse me? Stand over here. Come here, so you know we're going to call you then. Come on, Miracle. Stand right here. Okay. So, now, turn away just a little bit. Okay, I want y'all to see this picture. This is one accord. I'm going to take this cord, this man and this woman, and they join together with who? That is a three chord that is wrapped, intertwined within itself to become. So now the two become, which is intertwined with God. And at that point, they are on one accord. Does that make sense? So when you say, when Deke say they on one accord, how many of y'all already knew it was the three chord span, which is the husband, the wife, and God? Okay, thank y'all. One accord does not mean, and it does, stay with me, it does not mean seeing eye to eye. Veronica and I can slam out on a subject, but yet still be on one accord. Look at my husband again, if you will. I told that girl not to look at me. She crazy. She about to get jacked up. We on one accord. One accord. Okay, Trenda, keep playing. relationships are not the same when you're not married. You have, you can walk away from a relationship, sever it, and still be okay. But when you destroy a marriage, everything that you stood with God with is all to pieces. Now, I look at this relationship, this marriage, and this involvement, and this three-chord father, my husband, my wife, they're wrapped all together. Then why is there so much hell? God never said you wouldn't go through hell. In the relationship, you may not always be on one accord. You may not always agree in relationships. In relationships, you get mad and you go home and she go home. She go home and you go home. But when you're married, you're still going to go home mad, disgusted, discombobulated. Ooh. Before we get to the next one, who is the head of the house? I can't hear nobody. Who is the head of the house? The home, the house, where we live at. You say the man. What you say, Brother D? Who's the head of the house? 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 Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got a surprise for y'all. Earl and Jennifer are right. God is supposed to be the head of the house. Now, who is the head of the marriage? Ah. So who's the head of the house? God. But that's not the case. Because this is my house. And if you don't like it, you can get out. I thought we were one. If we become one flesh, I leave my mother and I cling to this woman and we become one flesh. And this is my house. And if you don't like it, you can kick bricks. It wasn't one in the first place then, obviously. What happened to the twine when you got married? When I get mad and I'm gone and I leave my marriage, I'm broken, I'm busted, I'm disgusted. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of your stuff. Try me one more time, I'm out this door. Long suffering is gone. It ain't about envy no more. I don't care about nothing. I don't care. You see the next one? What's the next one say? On verse 4. Okay, hold on. Whew. Puffed up, rude, provoked. Okay, seek its own. I ain't gonna have time to finish this. Anybody know what puffed up mean? Yes. arrogant, pompous, conceited. I know my wife done called me conceited once before. Other folk have too. You conceited? No, I'm just convinced. Until you get to, okay, can I see your Bible for a second? I'm going to try to leave my finger on your page. What color is this Bible? Okay. Don't it look brand new? No. Come on, y'all. This don't look brand new, do it? Look kind of worn, right? Kind of messed up. But you told me that it had all that. It was all that, but it just don't look as pleasing. Oh, thank you, Holy Ghost. All right. Now that's pretty. It's got the gold writing on it. Nice. It's bigger. It looks good. It's God. That's a bad book right there. It's bigger than this little thing. And it don't walk, it strut. It's got muscles protruding out of it. Smooth. Feel it. It's nice, ain't it? That joke nice. Make you want to change, don't it? Because it's a different. And you know what? When you open it up, you got the same stuff going on in here as you do in here. But you looked at the cover and thought you was getting something new. Why you looking at her? I really wasn't. I was looking through her. I was looking over there. I ain't even see her. I saw your eyes. You was watching Trent come down the doggone street for 5 minutes. I know. I was standing there. I don't want you no more. He is about to get kicked out. Tell that nigga to go. Sin. Now, y'all, I know y'all don't like that. But that's reality, that's truth. Because it's puffed up. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. It's wrong. I'm going to hear about it later. She goes, what you using the N word in? Excuse me, they use more than that outside. Walk past somebody's house. See what you hear. You can hear a whole bunch of A's, B's, C's, D's, and a whole bunch of F's. Get close enough to the door, you might get called one of them alphabets. A, E, I, O, and they talking about you. Now, problem we got at church is you never tell nobody the truth. We've been living lies for long enough. That's why our marriages is like they are. That's why our relationships are not. That's why they all puffed up, because I'm better than you. And you beneath me. You think you really want to think that pastoring is easy? I will gladly let somebody take it for a week. Let a few people call you. Talking about they need prayer. Say something out your mouth wrong. I wish you would. You'll be bad-mouthed all over the entire state. I forgot we on live. It is 8 o'clock. Y'all want to hit the end? Sorry, you should have been here. You can cut them off, bro, Earl. That's what y'all get. Relationships and marriages. Yeah, we was on. You get to see this when you go back to the house. You can pull up your YouTube live, and you will see this. And then, so you.